Welcome to all. I am Dr. P. Raja, Assistant Professor of Botany, JJ College of Arts and Science, Autonomous Pudukottai. Today I am going to present the permanent tissues. Before going to topic, we must know what are tissues. Yes, the tissue is nothing but a group of cells. They have a similar structure and function. It may be a animal tissue or a plant tissue. Generally, the plant tissue divided into two categories. One is meristematic tissue, another one is a permanent tissue. We know well the meristematic tissue are capable of cell division. They are actively dividing, and it is also helps to increase the length and girth of the plant. Next, the permanent tissue. These cells are mature meristematic tissue. They are incapable of cell division. They do not further divide. The permanent tissue generally divided into two categories. One is simple tissue, another one is a complex tissue. The simple tissue, these are homogeneous tissue because the cells are composed of a single type of cells. Similarly, the complex cells divided into two categories. One is xylem and another one is a phloem. In the complex tissue, the tissue composed of more than one type of cell, so it is called as a complex tissue. The simple tissue further divided into three categories. One is a parenchyma, second one is a collenchyma, and the third one is a sclerenchyma. The complex tissue divided into two categories. One is xylem, another one is a phloem. We know well these are the conducting tissue of a plant. Yes, these are the types of permanent tissues: simple tissue, complex tissue, and special or secretory tissue. The simple tissue generally called as homogeneous tissues. It may be defined as a group of similar cells that perform common functions, and they are classified into three groups. I already told parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. The parenchyma is a very soft tissue. These are composed of isodiametric living cells, and it may be oval or rounded, sometimes tetragonal in shape, and the cells have intercellular spaces. They have a lot of intercellular spaces, and the cell wall is made up of hemicellulose and cellulose, and cell wall is very thin. These are the characteristic of parenchyma, and the large vacuole is present, and the nucleus is very small, and the cells have a dense living protoplasm, and also the cells may show a meristematic activity, so these are called potential meristematic tissue. Generally in the parenchyma tissue mostly found in the cortex region and pith mesophyll tissues of leaves and endosperms, and also associated with the xylem and the phloem. According to their specific function, the parenchyma classified into four groups. One is a aerenchyma. In aquatic plants, the aerenchyma is common. Some cells of parenchyma having a large air spaces. They filled with the air because some of the aquatic plants are free floating. So the aerenchyma gives buoyancy of plant, that is a floating potency. And next one is a chlorenchyma, and some parenchyma cells with a large amount of chloroplast, so it is called as a chlorenchyma. Generally it is found in mesophyll tissue of leaves, dicot and monocot leaves. It helps to the photosynthesis. And third one is a prosenchyma. Generally the parenchyma cells becoming long and taper at both ends without any intercellular spaces. It is called as prosenchyma. Mainly it helps mechanical support to the growing plant. And last one is idioblast. Some of the parenchyma cells that stores unwanted substances, that is unwanted elements of a plant. Sometimes it may be called ergostic substances, so it is known as idioblast. Yes, these are the functions of parenchyma. The parenchyma mainly serves as a storage tissue because I already told these are mostly found in fruit pulp and cortex of plants. And being meristematic in nature, parenchyma associated with regeneration, formation of adventitious root, and wound healing activity also. And aerenchyma renders a buoyancy of aquatic plants, and prosenchyma gives a mechanical support to plant, and chlorenchyma helps photosynthesis, and the idioblast stores the organic substances, ergostic substances of plant. Next one is a collenchyma. It is It is also a living tissue. The colonchema term was coined by Schleiden. It is a living mechanical dicot tissue generally found in dicot plants. The cells are longer than parenchyma cells, and the cell wall is thick and made up of cellulose and pectins. These are the chemical substances of a cell wall, and the cells carry less amount of chloroplast because in the presence of pectin, it is a tissue highest having a refractive index. Generally, the intercellular spaces are absent because the corner of the cells, the secondary cell wall substance develops, due to which the cell wall become rigid and thick at corners. So, the intercellular spaces are absent. It is found in hypodermis of dicot stem and upper and lower portion of vascular bundles of dicot leaves. Sometimes in the basis of distribution of wall thickening, the colonchema can be classified into angular colonchema, lamellar colonchema and columnar colonchema. Angular colonchema, it is mostly common type of colonchema. The thickenings where occur only at the corners of the cells and side walls remain thin. Generally, the angular colonchema present in vitis and ficus. Next, the lamellar colonchema. In this type, the thickenings are plate-like and occur only the tangential wall of rhuem stem. And third one is a tubular or lacunar colonchema. In this type, the thickenings generally distributed all around the intercellular spaces. In the malva and saliva, we can see the tubular colonchema. And these are the functions of colonchema. Generally, the colonchema provides a mechanical support to the young and growing organs of plant body, and it helps the photosynthesis because these are a living tissue and they have a chloroplast. And the third one is a sclerenchyma. Generally, it is a dead tissue. The sclerenchyma term was coined by Metinius, and these are very hard and rigid. The cell wall is very thick because the deposition of lignin, and these are various shape and sizes. It provides mechanical support to the as well as rigidity to the plant body. According to their classification, the sclerenchyma divided into two categories. One is fiber, another one is sclerites. The fibers are very much elongated cells with tapering or pointed ends. At maturity, the fibers loses protoplasm, it becomes dead. So, the presence of wider lumen at the middle, and the wall is made up of lignin. It is a cell wall component, cell wall chemical, and the fiber is present in pericycle of many dicot and dicot plants, and the secondary xylem and phloem tissues also. Yes, the fiber is the longest cell of a plant. For example, Bommeria. Bommeria is a plant. It have a length of up to 25 centimeter length of fiber. It is a very longest fiber in a plant. According to their position, the fibers are classified into two types. One is xylem fibers, another one is extraxillary fibers. The fibers associated with the xylem is known as xylem fibers, and the extraxillary fibers, the fibers present any other part of the plant except xylem. And the phloem fibers, cortical fibers and perivascular fibers are examples of extraxillary fibers. These are the common functions of xylem. These are the common functions of sclerenchyma. It is mainly helps in the mechanical support to provide a plant body in the form of plasticity. And commercially important fibers are hemp, jute, flax and rami. These are the commercially important fibers. Next one is the sclerites. The sclerite term was coined in Siege. They have extremely thick wall of lignin with a narrow lumen. So, these are generally found in the hard part of the plant and gives rigidity. According to their different shape and size of sclerites, they have classified into 5 groups. One is a macroscleride or rod cell. It is a large shape, rod shaped cells. It is found in the hard seed coat of family Fabaceae. And next one is a brachyscleride. This is a stone cell, generally called as stone cell. It is a very small, oval or sometimes rounded. It is found in the cortex region and pith and phloem also. Next one is a trichoscleride. It is called as a trichoblast. It is a hair-like structure found in the epidermal cells of plant tissue. And next one is astroscleroid. It is generally called as a stellate type. Stellate means it is a star shaped scleroids. It is found in the intercellular spaces of leaf and stem of hydrophytes in aquatic plants. Last one is osteoscleroid, generally called as a prop cell. It is a bone shaped cell, mostly found in the hypodermal layer of many seeds and fruits. Yes, these are the images of scleroids. First one is a brachyscleroid. It is a round or oval shaped, and macroscleroid. Third one is a osteoscleroid. This is a bone shaped scleroid. And the fourth one is a astroscleroid. It is a stellate or star shaped scleroids found in the hydrophytic plants. And last one is a trichoscleroid. It is a hair-like structure found in the epidermis of the plant. This is regarding about some permanent tissue. Thank you for watching this video.